yo-yo cat.
Oh, I timed that perfectly. The first words on stream were yo-yo cat. Nice.
Wonderful. That's what you want. Complete garbage nonsense.
Welcome to the stream.
And then it evolves into magician cat, who is
Oh yeah, you
one
showed
in a
me. Yeah.
many line. A new starter added to the line of oddly human. Looks like a person in a costume. I
Yeah. Not ideal.
I don't know how to feel about this.
Hi Bear, welcome to Weird Cats. We're talking about Pokemon cats and how the new ones are weird.
Yeah, I don't like it. I know I'm
Oof.
I know I'm one of the few ones that doesn't like because I know that one is really popular, especially in Japan.
Which
Um,
one?
the newest final starter magician cat.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
apparently it's really popular. People really love that one. For me, it's the same kind of thing as with the final evolution of Sobble, aka Fuck Lizard, as I dubbed it at the time.
Is that a sniper one?
Yeah, the sniper, yes, the James Bond lizard.
Well then. Now you've contextualized it like that. It's less interesting.
aka the Fuck Lizard. We will not be drawing Care Bears tonight.
We couldn't find a good Care Bear generator, which is very annoying. If you know of one, let us know.
If you make one for us, let us know.
Even better. Yeah. No, but we have found a randomly generated Pokemon description thing. And by we I mean Ragdoll, who is not
Yeah,
here.
no, but Ragdoll is great.
Ragdoll's great. Christy is here, but Dog is having fun, so muting is happening. But yes, we would be grateful. Anyway, I drew a Meowth. Jeeb's drawing. I thought you were going to draw the Pepsi logo there.
Yes. I don't know what the Pepsi logo looks like off the top of my head.
Sorry, I've got it. I was watching the Game Grumps play Pepsi Man, and they were talking about the weird Pepsi document design thing for their new logo, which is a time. I recommend people look it up. It is a thing. And also listen to the song "Redesign Your Logo" by Lemon Demon, which is about it. So yeah, I've just got that in my head. And then up here we have the perpetually tired-looking Galarian Meowth. Oh, that helps. The colouring helps.
That's a mood, though.
It's a mood. Well, logo thing. So when Pepsi redesigned their logo from, well, let's have a look. It's a quick demonstration. From the classic to the sort of minimalist, as it were. Yeah, so they went from. So this was the one they had before. Very sort of straightforward and symmetrical, and then they moved on to this. And they hired a company to redesign their logo, and they produced a document of what this new, like, how this new logo was constructed and what it represents, and it is just one of the most bizarre things you can possibly read. It is utterly absurd. They start talking about like gravity and celestial bodies, and it's complete ramblings. It's wonderful.
It's Pepsi.
I know. I miss. Yeah. Oh, and Ragdoll. Hello, Ragdoll.
Hello. Sorry, I was talking shop with my dad.
Nah, no
And
worries.
I looked at the clock, and then I looked at the time, and it's like, oh, it's past 1:00.
It's okay.
Math,
We only just decided what we were gonna do. So
yes. So yeah, we found, and by we I mean Ragdoll, found a randomly generated Pokemon description generator, which will generate sort of pseudo Pokédex entries, as it were. from which we can design our own little Pokemons. Because that's something we've never done before.
No, we've never done anything Pokemon related and then abandoned it or anything like that.
Sounds like someone extending their work hours for more money. Apparently they got millions. They got way more money, which is probably why they felt justified in creating a 100-page document or whatever it was. But yeah, it's a thing. I do recommend if you can find bits of it. I think the whole document's online, but
Why?
It's a thing. You know, if you know, it is if a design document is out there in the wild and people are saying you should read this, then it has to be something weird, right?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to recommend you read a random design document for no reason.
If it was like 100-page design document for like an entire like animated series, because we've got things, especially if you've got like multiple people working on a thing, you've got like the design book where it's like these are the features that you need to make sure are all present because you're working off of a design someone else made.
Yeah.
But for one logo.
Single logo.
And I mean, if it was like 100-page document talking about the history of logos, because like Pepsi and Coca-Cola more so have been around for a while. So I could see someone writing just like a longer than it needs to be thesis document talking about the different designs that have popped up for it. But for one iteration of the logo, yeah, that's someone padding their hours out.
Hello,
Yeah.
I've got to unmute.
Hello! We're here. There's also Akira in chat. Hooray!
Anyway, Pokemon.
Pokemon! Right, cool.
Man.
So we have the random Pokemons. Who would like to go first, and who would like to generate first for the person going first? Which is purely, like, you know, ritual at this point. It serves no purpose because they're random. The person could generate their own prompt, but...
Yeah, but it's more fun. It's more fun to hear someone go, and then you're going, oh no.
True. Good point.
Like, if we see something that's boring, we pick another one.
Yeah,
so who knows?
True, yeah.
If you're picking from someone else, you can sit there and go, what chaos shall I wrought today?
Yeah, exactly.
Because they're random, sometimes these generators just come up with something and it's like, meh, that's no fun.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes you hit the random button and it's going, I want to see what Chris does with this.
Yeah. Alright, fine, I'll go first. As
You
per
go first.
tradition at this point after like 3 streams with me getting it's tradition now for 3 streams.
Gamer King has to... Oh, wait, no,
Yeah.
hang on. In this chat, it's not Gamer King. It's Have You Seen My Daughter?
Have you seen my daughter?
Don't worry
If
about
not,
it.
I'll be posting a picture of him soon.
Oh, yeah, that's relevant again now, isn't it?
Yes. Miss found my daughter. I guess
Yeah.
it's a grown man.
Turns out, yeah. Okay, I will do the random.
Give me a Pokemon.
Okay. Can do. Your Pokemon is a dark type Pokemon that is similar to a goose.
Dark Goose.
Oh, no.
Dark goose.
Dark.
Has grey feathers, overgrown wings, and a giant mouth. They are generally receptive by nature and can be found in labyrinths.
My God.
The evil honk is guarding the labyrinth.
Yes.
Dark Goose.
If you're looking out for them, they can often be seen only after giving up your search for them.
Oh my God.
It tends to attack with night, days, and snatch, and it has evolved once and can still evolve into one of 2 potential evolutions. So it's a mid-evolution.
A mid-evolution goose.
Yes, dark labyrinth goose. with
Dark
giant
labyrinth
mouth.
goose.
Dark
This is
labyrinth goose
perfect.
that will cause problems.
With a big mouth.
You say a duckbill is a big mouth.
Yes, it's gonna be.
What is a bill made of?
Hmm.
That's
Never thought about
Look
that.
that up now.
There's a question. I don't know. Paper, cool, good. That's wonderful. They make little gooselings make their bills out of papier-mâché when they're kids.
Can you post the
Oh yeah,
thing in the thing?
I can thing with the thing. The thing has thinged.
Overgrown wings and a giant mouth. Okay.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what overgrown means. Does that mean like they've grown large, or does it mean like there are just too many feathers?
I don't know. Big, either way.
Big.
Big wings, big mouth.
I'm imagining, you know, what's the Morwile?
Malwile has the fake mouth, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm imagining.
You pronouncing it like that just made me realize why it's got that name.
Yeah, Morwile, I don't know about the Wile, but more.
Yeah.
Oh, more.
Got a big mouth.
Your brother has goose trauma, that's why you have so much
Apparently,
time
the
for
bills are made out of a bone type structure.
them. Oh, that would, in a sense, in my brain, that would make sense because puffins shed their bills occasionally, seasonally, I guess. So it makes sense that there'd be like antlers, similar sort of thing, which are made of bone.
If beaks can be orange, why aren't our skeletons more fun? I want to
Ah,
blue.
multicolored skeleton.
I mean, would it matter what color our skeleton is? You don't usually see it.
It would if you're an archaeologist. It'd be more fun.
Yeah.
Easier to see in the ground.
I got a purple one. I got a green one.
And how do you draw a bill is my
Oh,
question.
don't. Don't. They're worse
I
than hats.
wouldn't worry about it. There's if the more you read about birds and waterfowl in particular, the more you just sit there and go, nature's just making shit up.
Yeah, I know, but I do have to draw it, I guess. I do have to represent that geese have teeth.
Oh, this goose knows
I like
bite.
this punk.
This
Yeah.
goose
It's-
knows bite and
it's-
crunch.
It's oh no, that's the bane of my ghost playthrough. This thing would wipe my party. Okay, inside is bone, but it has a sheet of keratin over the top. Ah, interesting. Well, I guess it depends on the bird. I'm sure some of them have it differently, but
And
cool.
keratin is either
Hair.
the same or a similar material that your fingernails.
Yeah, hair, nails, horns, all keratin.
You're always so good at drawing Pokemon.
Has a bit of a dinosaur vibe to it, which I
That
guess is
works.
appropriate.
Yeah, I mean this could be a fossil Pokemon.
It's been wandering around in a labyrinth for hundreds of years, and
Yeah.
humanity has
Yes.
just broken into this labyrinth and found it, and now we regret it because there's a
Yeah.
reason it was in there.
Mhm.
Have
Because
you
it was a
seen those
nuisance.
Australian birds?
You impl-
Cassowaries.
Yeah.
Are you implying that Australia is a giant labyrinth,
I mean,
or underneath
like,
Australia?
Listen, we have no proof that it isn't, you know?
What's that massive red rock in Australia? There's just a labyrinth inside it. What's it called? That's annoying me now.
Mm.
Looks at bad. Uluru. Is that it? We'll go with that.
God, this is going to be terrifying to run into because yeah, I've been bitten by a goose before. Granted, it was through
Ooh.
a pant leg, but it still left bruises through the pant leg.
Why was it wearing pants on
Damn.
its head?
Ha 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 ha.
You're very funny, Chris.
Yay!
How would a goose wear pants?
Probably
Ang-
like this.
Angrily.
This. Like this. Just the entire
It's got pants onesies on.
And we're done.
I'm very happy I asked that question.
I've never been bitten by a goose. I feel like I'm missing out. People seem to have.
You're not.
I was when I was a kid. We went to a farm to get a dog, and I was chased by chickens.
Yeah,
So that happened. Have I seen the little nappies for chickens? No, I've not seen the little nappies for chickens.
Please provide more context.
Yeah. Is
I've seen
this
capes for chickens?
capes?
Yeah, they help if you've got a bit of a too keen rooster in the pack. You give the hens a little cape thingy on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen. So I've only seen them with chicks, but apparently someone designed a 3D print of like a little thing that you can put around the chick's like neck area right above where the wings are, that makes it look like they've got little dinosaur arms.
Good.
Oh.
This goose has amazing drumsticks, but many die in the process of trying to get them.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cassowary drumsticks. Damn. Someone must have tried.
I'm
Turns out
probably failed.
that was all like Jurassic Park was about. Was like the dinosaurs eventually evolved into birds. So imagine how good dinosaurs tasted. You know, that was the whole point of Jurassic Park.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they had such a big dining hall.
Yep. Looks like there are versions for bigger chickens. Good. I like this. I've just only seen ones on the little chickies.
Oh, Discord images. That bird does not look happy that this is occurring. They are judging you for this?
But
Like,
I
excuse
love it,
me?
though.
One.
I love the one that's flexing. He looks so angry.
B.
Are these chickens also going to be in the labyrinth with the
After. I mean,
dark
why not?
type goose?
I mean, we're going until we have 151 Pokemon, so
Since when?
since 15 seconds ago.
Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Yeah.
So what kind of pun name should this bird have?
I was thinking that. We need to come up with names for these.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a dark type goose with big wings, big mouth, lives in a labyrinth. Not very easy to find. And have night, days, and snatch. And it's a mid-evolution. A mid-evolution with branching paths.
We don't have to worry about the branching paths at least. I don't. Okay, well, we could ask. Hey, what are the branching paths?
Very interesting.
In what way would it develop?
Because I figure
One is
the
just
The pre-evolution is probably just like Gosling sized, because that makes sense as much
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
we can
Like
Ryan
put sense
Gosling.
into this.
Pre-evolution is probably like a little bowl.
It's just
No,
a
like-
tiny Ryan Gosling.
It's an angry bird.
There.
Yeah. This is like
Wait, hold on. It needs to be
I don't think
screaming.
I feel like it's a little too early in the stream to be doing such an accurate takedown of Pokemon designs, but
And it has like
Or it is
little...
an angry bird.
That's a rough approximation of the pre-evolution.
Much easier to find on account of the fact that they're just screaming so
Yeah,
much.
absolutely.
much easier to find, but quite difficult to get away from.
Yeah. Now I'm thinking this is definitely like the regional bird. Kind of. It's angry goose.
Just punt it. You assume it's not going to bite and cling on.
It will absolutely just, bite you and ruin your day.
Untitled Goose Game, but it's one of these instead of just a regular domestic goose.
Secret
I'm
dinosaur
playing.
arms. Yeah. One of the evolutions is like, massive wings and beak and so on and so forth, and the other evolution is just a dinosaur. It's a devolution. That's the gimmick of our game. We have evolutions that are devolutions.
De-evolve, become screaming ball.
Goose chase? Goose chase works.
Yeah.
Wild goose chase, yeah.
Perfect.
And that's even funnier because this is a thing where it's hard to find, so you're running around
Yeah.
on a wild goose chase to find a goose chase.
Yeah, but I'm glad that's still working. I've rejigged my bot to hopefully work on multiple computers. So at any point, if you interact with the bot, it might explode.
Good to know.
Interact.
Bearing that in mind. Okay, the quotes are working. That's good. A wild goose chase has appeared. Ah, brilliant!
Boom.
Oh, that's good.
Ah.
That's good. It's dumb, but also it's a Pokemon pun, so of course it's going to be dumb.
Of course it's dumb. I like the idea that his name is Goose Chase, but not in English. In some language in which it doesn't make sense, it's called Goose Chase.
Let's see, what other languages are usually... Spanish is a common one that's used for English names, the English names of Pokemon. Let's...
Gee, what's goose in Spanish?
I don't know. I haven't learned any animals.
I know Hans. Why don't you know it yet?
I don't know. It won't teach me any animals except for cats and dogs.
To be fair, they're teaching you some good cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Between Senor Perez and Paul and... Watching somebody play through the newest Pokemon game, and they named one of the Pokemon Yass-She. The Yass-She used by...
Ganso is goose in Spanish, it looks like.
Ah, that's similar.
Ganso.
You can combine Dutch and Spanish. Hanso.
Isn't that an Overwatch guy?
Yeah, Hanzo, I think. Yeah, it's actually a goose. Nobody knew all this time.
I mean, he does look very angry a lot of the time, so
Yeah.
I'd believe it.
going, Gonzo. Is that the name? Is that the name of this Pokemon?
It's
also
going Gonzo?
It's also an auctioneer in his spare time for some reason. It's Pokemon's Goose Chase. I mean, it could be one of those things where it's Goose Chase in Japanese, and then inexplicably it's got like this sort of pseudo-Japanese sounding, like, what's the word? Phonetic translation. So it's like Gusuchiasu or something.
I like Goose Chase.
We'll go with Goose Chase. I'm trying to overcomplicate things. This is Pokemon. You don't overcomplicate things. That's how you end
Yeah.
up with a lot of the modern Pokemon.
Just, you know.
That's how you end up with a lady with the hammer. Just here's a person with a hammer.
To be fair, people seem to be enjoying that one.
Oh yeah.
I saw a picture of somebody rendered some was that mouse hold?
Yeah.
4 little mice that somebody rendered them on like a tree stump, like a close-up of the camera, and just like blurrily in the background is this Pokemon with a giant hammer swinging it down, which you wouldn't notice at first. Yeah, see, Mist likes the hammer poke. Yes, Chibi's shading. They're coming for my stream.
Yeah.
You've done one outro, and now
Mm-hmm.
you're coming for my entire shtick.
Exactly. I'm taking over your stream slowly but surely. It's been like a year or something in progress, but you know. Very slowly. Anyway, I'm done with Goose Chase.
Goose Chase! Goose Chase, everybody!
It's a middle evolution.
Yeah.
Put the name on there for posterity. Goose Chase.
Posterity.
Right. I'll do that. The handwriting.
That G was not good enough. Go away.
Let me remember how to spell Chase.
I mean,
Chase.
if you misspelled it, that would be fine. There's plenty of Pokemon names where you look at it and go, that's a portmanteau of two things that are misspelled.
There.
Yeah, it's got to be misspelled.
A random Y in there.
Because why wouldn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Why? That's what you ask while you're running away from this thing.
Why?
Why?
You nickname this Pokemon Chad. Yay, Goose Chase. I guess as I gave you the prompt, I need a prompt now from somebody. Who wishes to prompt me?
All right. So,
Ragdoll.
I guess I'll do.
You made a noise first, it's you.
Well, we have our Pika clone.
Oh.
So, this Pokemon is an electric type Pokemon and faintly looks like a guinea pig. It has charged fur, a tiny mouth, and minimal legs. They're generally irritable by nature and can also be found after thunderstorms. If you're out looking for them, they can also be seen hidden away and on their own. It tends to attack with Charge and Zap Cannon. It has evolved once and can evolve no more. So you've got an angry little guinea pig who hangs out in thunderstorms and fires a cannon at you.
I missed the cannon bit.
Charge and Zap Cannon.
Okay.
Start by drawing Pikachu. Then make him angry.
No, well, maybe.
But also a guinea pig.
Make him round.
Make potat.
Make a patat. And go from there.
Guinea pigs are very round. Now, the thing I find funny here is that this is a second evolution of a two stage, and it's a guinea pig. So it's like, how small was the pre-evolution?
Very small.
A guinea pig is simultaneously very round and very long.
Yes.
There.
And they look very funny when they're walking around.
Generally irritable by nature and fires a cannon at you. Looks at Bear. What? Miss, what? What has Bear done to you?
Sketch is too faint. I'm just, that's fine, because then I'm going to draw over it properly.
It's fine, miss. Trust the process. Of 4 sketches.
Yep.
Not on stream, it's fine.
3.5.
And rendering. It's got the eyebrows.
Actually, I could just leave it like that, really.
I love guinea pig eyebrows.
Where was the description? What am I missing? Tiny mouth.
Tiny mouth. Have you
So it won't be
considered
screaming at
small?
you as much as the goose does.
No. But you know what would?
Nimble legs.
Nimble legs.
What does that mean?
It means nimble legs.
What, nimble like Nimbus, like a cloud?
No.
Cloud legs.
I mean, I figure that mostly just means it's very quick at moving around, which makes sense because it's an electric type. And also it's a
Yes.
rodent.
So you can just give it like little nubbins, and then in game it will just run like, you know, super fast speed. Just go.
Well, that's very.
So nimble legs could be wheels.
It is the Ghibli facial on the face.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we were talking about this, and I may have photoshopped a few things. Should have saved them now. I would probably want.
Did you just give it wheels for legs?
It does a thing where the legs spin really really fast, and they sort of come out as like cyclones. Oh god.
Oh, so it's a roadrunner type thing.
Kind of,
But
yeah.
it's a guinea pig.
Don't run on the road, guinea pigs.
Okay. Sure.
Give them a tube.
A tool.
I was gonna ask what are the eyes, and then I saw a different face, and now it looks like a frog.
Look, it's not a Pokemon if it doesn't have multiple different ways of interpreting where the eyes are.
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's only like a handful of Pokemon. Most of them is pretty clear where the eyes are.
To you, maybe.
Because I was just. Sorry,
And
I'm
that's
gonna
why that
draw
one frog
anything.
is so upsetting. Because most
Like,
of the time it's like, oh, the
eye,
eyes are here.
eye, full mouth.
I mean,
And question.
trying to, what are Pokemon?
Pocket monsters.
Miserable piles of secrets.
I mean, Pokemon does know what Pokemon are. They have proven that. On many occasions.
Oh no, don't leave me. Aww. Lap pop is now floor pop.
Floor Pup.
Oh.
Flap.
I like how fat this thing's cheeks are.
Those are the cannons.
Cheek cannons.
I mean, have you seen a guinea pig trying to eat a whole piece of cucumber?
Yeah.
They have big cheeky.
No, but now I want to.
I'm sure there's videos online of that.
Yeah, guinea pigs and gerbils will just shove something that looks like it's the size of the animal in question into their cheeks.
Mhm.
And it's like, how did you fit a whole zucchini in there?
Oh my god, it's
Is he holding his little leggies?
Just got it over them, I guess.
It's kind of like it's pulling its own wheelchair wheel.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it
Gotta get itself
doesn't
started.
Mm.
It's a little annoyed. You found it after a thunderstorm. Now it's gonna shock you.
Your Pokemon shows that body parts can just become wheels.
Yep.
Hmm.
These aren't. These are actually just legs spinning really quickly. Just so Miss isn't upset. Well, I don't like this.
Delete
Such
it,
as-
try again.
No.
It reminds me more of experiment from Lilo and Stitch,
Oh yeah, I can see that.
probably because of the cheek cannons.
I mean, if it's gonna be a Pika clone, then it needs to have the little the little round things on the cheeks anyway, because I think every single one of them
Oh yeah,
has
true.
the little things there where it's like rub them and they are like electric charges. Because yeah, Pikachu and Pichu and Raichu all do. Parsachu also has little cheek things.
Yeah, but
Kennedy also has little cheek things. Plusle and Minun, I'm pretty sure, also have little cheek things. Togedemaru, I know, has little cheek things.
mhm.
Looks like laser eyes now.
No, its eyes are under the hair thing. I would make the body smaller and just have a massive head. Just so you know my thought process here.
Put it in notes.
I'll make a little design document and
Yeah. Send it my
200
way. I'm
pages.
claiming these all for my achievement.
So I guess now the question is, what's its name?
Mm,
Oh, hang on. There's one design
Moonpig.
thing that I need to include because it's Pokemon. But go with names. Yeah.
um,
So it's a Pika clone. Now even more a Pika clone.
We didn't like
It's-
Boompig?
fast. What?
We didn't like Boompig?
Oh, I hadn't even heard that earlier. Boom.
I just thought it was that bad.
This is my Boom Pig.
Boom pig. And then you just like hold it in your hands.
You throw it like a grenade.
Pick it up and it just fires electricity out of its cheeks.
Boom Pig.
I like the idea of like the image that it conjured when you said you throw it like a grenade. It's just you pick up this little ball of fur, you like tug on its tail, and then you throw it into the air.
You pluck out one of its hairs like a pin. That makes it angry.
Yeah.
Oh,
That
And
you
then it puffs up
throw
its cheeks and electrocutes you.
it. Yeah, but you have to throw it before then. You know, throw it at the count of 5. Like the holy hand grenade.
Yeah. 5, no more than 5. Do not proceed to 4 unless continuing on to 5. 7 is right out. Etc. etc.
Mhm.
Sorry, Jeeb recently posted a thing on Tumblr about people's favorite quote from that film. Now it's in my head.
It's full of good quotes.
It's
But
really
I-
good. Monty
I'm sorry,
Python
I'm
and the
just
Holy
really
Grail.
amused by the fact that we've got here to go right. Most generations Pika clones are like cute little fuzzy things, and then this one's just kind of like little fluffy ball of anger.
Yes. I mean, it would finally make a good variation of it. That being said, I do like Pachirisu because I honestly had no idea it was a Pikachu clone until it was pointed out to me.
Boom pig. Big
Boom
pig.
pig.
It's big pig.
Very nice.
Boom pig.
Yeah, in my opinion,
I hate it.
design-wise, I like most of the Pikachu clones, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, right.
Gameplay-wise, the majority of them are at the very least fine. The only two that I ever took offense to was Plusle and Minun, but that's because in their debut game, they were useless.
Fair
Sounds
enough.
about right. Boompig.com. I want to take this design and actually do it in proper proportions, but it's the stream, so we're gonna stop.
After the stream.
Moving on. Right. Ragdoll, you have to draw Christie's prompt.
Yeah.
You must. Those are the rules of the game. You signed the contract.
If you didn't, what are you doing here?
If you didn't, you're in breach of a different contract.
You have this Pokemon is a fairy type and bears resemblance to an opossum.
Oh. I love it already.
It has glowing fur, cloud-like ears, and wispy legs.
Ah.
I'm
Yes,
not going to be able to
please.
do this justice.
Yes, please.
They're
I'm not going to
generally
be able to do this justice, but I'm going to try.
Fairy cloud opossum.
all fairy cloud. They're generally apprehensive by nature and can often be found in hilly areas. If you're out looking for them, they can often be seen hiding with several others. It tends to attack with moonlight and geomancy. It could still evolve, but only under rare circumstances.
Oh.
It's a scared little possum.
Oh,
Oh
Cute,
no.
hiding
Okay.
in the clouds up in the hills.
Let's see. Well, it helps if I make a layer to draw on.
Right, what did I miss in chat?
Let's get an oval in here for the body. I'm thinking it's got like it's just very because a lot of fairy types are just very poofy. So it's like it's technically an opossum, but you're just kind of like that. Just looks like a very weird sheep.
It's fluff type.
Very fluffy.
That's basically what fairy is, right? Fluff and sparkles.
Mhm.
Yeah, fluff and sparkles, and it will kill dragons.
I was about to say, so it was Care Bears. Nice.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
are doing Care Bears. It's just it's Care opossums.
This is also the shape of a fruit
Snoot
bat.
needs to be snootier.
Snoot. Oh, by the way, I was alerted to the existence of hang on, let me get the thing. This may go horribly wrong. Please don't go horribly wrong. It didn't go horribly wrong.
You were alerted to the existence of.
I was alerted to the existence of Pokemon Infinite Fusion.
What?
A fan game that somebody has made, which I think is a fully intact, full playable Pokemon game. But all of the Pokemon are, you know, when you have those fusion generators of like fuse these two Pokemon together, and you get something weird. That's them, and they have each other's like moves and typing and.
Oh, that's cool.
And it looks cool. It looks neat. So yeah, if you want to, and I've seen a few of the Pokemon in it, and they're cool. Because they have like people. They take like the output from the generator, and then they have artists actually turn it into something that looks like it would be a Pokemon. Big old collaborative thing.
This is a good puzzle, Ragdoll.
Yeah.
You have the awkward little smile.
He's just shy,
Yeah.
trying to get by. All right. Now we need to floof him up.
Floof.
Fluff it up.
Floofing on up.
Looks like he's
There
just
could
sort of
also
hairy.
be a million possum babies on its back.
I was about to come up with an idea based on that, and then I realized that any idea I could come up with would actually make it worse. Like, oh, the floof is actually opossum babies. They reproduce by spores. Like, that's not good.
Possums are on the cusp of cursed already. Cute or
Yes, Miss.
cursed?
Miss is very enthusiastic about this concept.
I'm sure she is.
It's a challenge. Can you make it still be cute?
Oh yeah.
Hmm?
You can make any. I could do cute versions of all of the bosses in Bloodborne. That's easy. The horrific can always be made to look cute, and vice versa.
It did make Rom cute.
Oh yeah, Rom's cute. I like Rom.
Only your rum is cute, Chris.
I do hate it, cause, but it is cute.
It's cute. It is cute, miss. Maybe a mushroom opossum.
I don't know if there's a good way of drawing the feetsies at this angle, because possums have feet that look sort of like hands.
It's like raccoons.
I mean, just give them little nubs. It's Pokemon. Simplify.
Or
True.
make two lines, making it look like it's climbing on a branch.
Just give it little Lego hands.
There's nothing horrific about a mushroom opossum. Doesn't have to be like one of those zombie funguses. It could just be a thing that's just like, it's on the back. Hey, look. Symbiotic relationship.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's already a Pokemon that is mostly mushroom, but isn't the mushroom.
Oh right. Oh yeah, Paris. Well, that's the zombie thing. Which is why their eyes go white when they evolve. Yeah. I didn't realize that until someone pointed it out. Gloom's the stink flower. Big old stinky plant.
Yeah, Gloom is based off of I think they're just called corpse flowers.
Yeah.
Because they smell like rotting meat.
Lovely. Oh, hit that
Though
ground.
apparently they don't really smell like rotting human meat. They smell just sort of like rotted meat.
Wait, they what?
One
oh, right,
has
because corpse, yeah. Yeah. Because everyone knows what rotten human meat sounds.
Corpse and then the flower. And gone,
Yeah, apparently some people decided to ask some people who would actually know about what dead human flesh smells like, and they're like, yeah, no, it doesn't smell like that. It smells more like just rotted fish.
That's fair.
And it's like, okay, on one hand, good to know. On the other hand, it's still gross.
Fungus and Amungus. I like Fungus and Amungus. Mainly because of the names.
Yeah. I also think Fungus is just very cute.
Yeah. And
People might not agree with me, but Fungus is cute.
I like it as a better implementation of the Voltorb thing. Of like, this thing looks like a Pokeball, and it'll trick you by having you go towards it. It's, it wasn't a Pokeball, it was a Pokemon.
I think all Pokemon.
Yeah, I think Voltorb and Electrode are just like really lazy versions of that, and Fungus and Amoongus are a much better implementation.
Yeah,
they're Pokemon mimics.
There are also
mimics.
there was like a new, was it in Galar that the other shroom was added? I don't like that one. It's like Mortal or something like that.
Let's have a look.
No, it's the evolved version of Mortal that I don't like. But
Oh.
Shinotic is the one I do not like. I hate Shinotic.
I mean,
Shinotic can die in a fire.
Wow. Oh, Marlowe's cute.
Yeah, Mortal is cute. Shinotic is the spawn of hell.
Well then.
Shinotic can go die in a fire, like I said.
Don't put this in a fire, its spores will spread.
Why is it faced like that?
Yes.
It has to be ghost type, right? It has to be.
No, I
grass
don't think
fairy.
it is.
Grass fairy.
Yeah,
A
grass
mushroom
fairy.
ring, fairy ring, that makes sense. But
It's terrifying.
I like the pre-evolution. Pre-evolution's nice. More
Yeah.
lol. Oh, look at that. That's a cool little friend.
Mm-hmm.
Little mushrooms.
Mortal, pretty cute. Shinotic can go die.
It can't
So,
die, not in a way that matters.
No.
What was the zombie one with white eyes?
Parasect.
Parasect.
Yeah. Don't burn it. Don't burn it, Kira. The spores spread that way. Well, its appearance in the anime does not help. It's just hiding behind a bush.
Oh no.
No.
There for you. They're coming for you, Barbara.
Oh, it's one to realistic versions of the parasite. Oh god.
Yeah. Like I say, it's based on the fungus that eats through the brain of an ant. So, not Pokemon was innocent and cute.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hey, good news. Good news, everybody, particularly for Chib.
What?
Shinotic, 4 times weak to poison.
Good.
So your poison team sorted.
Would murder it. Great.
I find it really funny that the thing based off of a mushroom is 4 times weak to poison.
A lot of mushrooms are fine. Some of
They're
them
not fine.
really not fine. But
This one is also not fine, but for a different reason.
And all three look exactly the same.
All right.
This Pokemon lives in
So
dark
what-
forests and competes with Parasect over territory. Their fights often leave the area coated in spores. Why do I need to know this? Anyway, cute possum with a floof.
Anyway. This is also why Fungus is my favorite mushroom Pokemon. Fungus is just a cute little guy.
Oh, the temptation to turn that into an emote. Yeah, cute friend. What are they called?
Yeah,
Name.
so in less cursed fairy Pokemon related, what should we call this possum friend?
Uh,
And actually, since it was mentioned, I am sort of tempted to have a little head.
trying to think of some sort of cloud-related thing.
It's
Nimbus.
an apprehensive opossum. A possum.
A opossum. Think
Hey,
opossum.
possum.
A opossum.
Babies.
Ebbles.
Aw.
And they're just hanging out into the fluff.
The strong
Well,
glow and the bambinis. I was thinking of something like Cumulosum or something like that. It's not quite working. Nimbosum.
It has glowing fur.
I mean,
Blossom.
now it has babies, it just makes me want to say, like, mom possum. Or
Must-
pop possum.
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 Yes. Possum.
Possum.
Now we
Air
just have to
possum
figure
makes
out
me
how to
think of
spell that.
flying. This is the problem, yeah. Possum.
Possum.
Possum. I like that you're going with
Yeah,
the
you said
new
this
spelling.
was a second evolution, right, Christy?
It doesn't say. It just says it could still evolve, but only under rare circumstances.
Ah, gotcha.
It's
So we have no
still
idea if it has pre-evolutions, but we do know it does evolve sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They will evolve into like the mousehold equivalent, where there's just like a bunch of them. Like it's just absolutely covered in babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little cloud daycare.
Righto.
Aw.
So now Christy draws the chib prompt.
Yes. Let me get a prompt.
Prompt.
Hmm.
Oh
Okay,
no.
that's the first sentence.
Yeah, you're right. This is a good part of the process.
Yes. Christy. This Pokemon is a ghost type Pokemon and somewhat resembles a sardine.
It's
Pokemon.
just a
Your
ghost coming
lunch
out
is
of a
out to get you.
can. Yeah.
It has hazy scales, a sneering mouth, and veiled fins. They're generally sociable by nature and can often be found near sanctuaries. If you're out
Ooh.
looking for them, they can often be seen lurking with several others. It tends to attack with Shadow Ball and Shadow Sneak. It has evolved once and can evolve no more.
Ooh, final. Second and final.
So we've got a school of ghost fishies that are sardines.
Yes.
Sardone.
It's wishy-washy, but a ghost.
Yeah, that's also my first thought of wishy-washy kind of thing.
Wishy-washy?
Yes, wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy.
It is
I don't
like
know a lot of Pokemon. It's so sad.
it's a little fish, and then it has like a different form in which a school of wishy-washy come together and make big wishy-washy.
So sad.
And the big wishy-washy is let me see if I can.
It's a gimmick. It's got a gimmick.
Yeah, it's a gimmick Pokemon. This is what big wishy-washy looks like when it's a form change and then they all come
Ooh.
together.
Ooh, it's not sad no more.
Oh, it big.
It's big.
It's Gigantamax before Gigantamax.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
I know it's done for simplification purposes, because if this was covered in lines, it would be a mess. But it really does look like they're just merging into each other.
I mean, that is the idea, I guess.
Is it? That's weird.
I mean, it's like, the idea of like they need to become a bigger Pokemon to scare off predators and such.
It makes
what-
sense, but I prefer the sad little one.
I get that. The sad little one is cute. I get it.
Okay. Okay. So the small one is 20 centimeters, which is pretty big. I was expecting like 2.
The dimensions of Pokemon don't make any sense.
Yeah.
True, but the
So
big
I
one is
usually just
the big one
ignore
is
them.
8 meters.
Ooh, big.
This is big.
because like if you look at the dimensions of Ponyta according to the Pokedex, you're just sort of sitting there going, "Who rides this?"
Oh yeah, Ponyta is like way small.
It's like Shetland
yeah,
pony.
They're a meter high. Yeah, that's pretty small. 3 foot.
Cannot write that.
Galarian ponytail's even smaller.
Yeah.
Tiny little rainbow pony. Candy floss. 2 foot. 2'7". 80 centimeters. Or 0.8 meters. Or 800 millimeters.
Why would you measure it in millimeters?
If you were constructing one, people tend to use millimeters instead of centimeters for construction for some reason.
I mean, my question still stands. Why would you be constructing a ponytail?
You might want to make a little model, like a little rocking horse for a kid. You know,
Accurately
Aw.
sized rocking horse, 3 foot tall,
for a
for
little
your
kid.
tiny
Yeah,
child.
that makes it actually the right size for a little child. How big's Rapidash?
Yeah.
Have a look.
Here, Timmy, let's put you on this horse that's on fire.
Rapidash is shorter than me.
That
Rapidash is
feels
It's a
weird.
pony.
5'7", 1.7 meters.
I mean, Rapidash is a fully grown unicorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is why I just sort of ignore stuff like that on the Pokedex, because it's nonsense. I mean, a lot of stuff in the Pokedex are nonsense, some more than
Yeah.
others. Like how the fact that Macargo and I think also Blaziken can produce fires that are hotter than the sun.
Yep. Some horses are whittle. I mean, yeah, but you look at Rapidash and you go, you're a big flaming horse. You're not
Big.
a whittle flaming horse.
Mm-hmm.
Also in the anime, which is where a lot of people were sort of first introduced to Rapidash if they weren't out playing the games, it's like, oh yeah, Ash Ketchum can ride on one of these. Not
I guess
according
it's
to the
10,
Pokedex,
right?
it's too tiny.
Well, there we go. I do remember it took me
Also,
a very
if you-
long time to realise that it was a unicorn and not just a horse.
Yeah, that's fair. I
There's
get
nothing in the name. It's just a fast horse.
Yeah, but it has a horn. It's a Gen 1 Pokemon.
You think I'm looking at the horn? It's covered in fire.
I did not know it had a horn.
It's got a horn,
It does.
apparently.
Because it's Gen 1 and it gave everything a horn.
That is a good point. Now you point that out, yes, everything does have a horn. With the exception of Tangler, but it's probably got one under the tangles.
Yeah, exactly.
Other than it being a sardine, what was this guy's deal again?
Ghost.
Ghost. Why?
Where's the-
Guard sanctuaries.
The
Oh, also,
guardfish.
Cheap also drew Logan. Just meanwhile.
I was working on it, okay? I said I wanted to finish it.
Meanwhile,
Listen.
during the stream.
I was already mostly finished. I just had to do the text. Shut up. Don't take Christy's time away. Attention of Christy.
Sorry,
Christy's drawing a good fish.
Okay, so yeah, it was ghost fish. They hang around in schools. They tend to hang around sanctuaries. What else was there? They attack with Shadow Ball. Remember that. That doesn't help.
Yeah, I'll just read it again real quick. Pokemon is a ghost-type Pokemon and somewhat resembles a sardine. It has hazy scales, a sneering mouth, and veiled fins. They're generally sociable by nature and can often be found near sanctuaries. If you're out looking for them, they can often be seen lurking with several others.
So we've got a Snubble Granville type situation where their face looks really angry, but they're actually very friendly. Little sociable fish. A sociable ghost type.
So I'm thinking.
That's potentially dangerous.
Now I'm thinking of a combination between sardine and sardonic.
So, sorry,
I,
don't.
they're too close. I can't.
Yeah, there's no real way of combining those without making the joke just disappear because there's too much overlap in the same spot.
Fantine? Mrs. Fantine. Um,
Phantom sardine.
Oh, that makes sense.
like Phantom.
I.e. the thing that's left over after you put sardines on your pizza and then eat it. The phantom smell of sardines.
It's harder than you think to come up with terrible Pokemon names. Those wispy trails on the fins are the oil that you put in.
It's not a malicious Pokemon, Chris. It's just death.
It's dead and it's snarling.
Yes, but it's friendly and it guards sanctuaries.
It hangs around sanctuaries.
It's sociable.
Well, yeah, so are gangs.
So are gangs.
I've got a gang of fish instead of a school of fish.
There's a lot of chit chat goes on in the mafia.
It's not a mafia thing.
So what you're saying is that this is a delinquent fish.
Well, I'm not going to judge its life decisions, but I'm just not going to assume that it's pleasant.
Well, I'm gonna assume so, because I want Ghost Pokemon to be good for once.
Some of them are good sometimes, kind of. I got attached to them in my playthrough.
No, they are good Pokemon, as in they're good and friendly designs, but they're always evil in some way.
I
and
see.
Always are like, oh, look at this little puppy. He will steal your life force and leave you to die. It's like,
you leave
great.
Litwick alone.
No, that's the new dog Pokemon. Dog
they
Ghost
stole that.
Pokemon.
They stole that from Litwick. That was Litwick's shtick. Which is why he's got a Litwick on his head, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm guessing it's just candles. Is that a thing in Japanese mythology? Candles can be used to steal your soul with candles with a blue flame or something? Maybe. And yes, Kira is pointing out that your name of "Have you seen my daughter" is now even more apt.
Well, have you seen it?
Have you seen Chib's daughter? There he be, also with a good logo on. Look at that logo on the t-shirt.
Look at that logo. I spent 4 hours on it. Please look at it.
Look at it closely. Zoom in.
It was totally worth it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, even if it wasn't, you've done it anyway. Can't undo it.
Chib's very powerful.
Thank you.
Particularly when controlling Logan with knives.
Anyway,
Ooh.
now I have the logo and I never have to make it again. And everyone else has it too.
Hey. I like the sort of poofiness.
Yeah, good poofy fish.
Thank you.
Very cute. It's like if a ghost possessed some bubbles and became a fish.
Because that's a neat idea.
I mean, there's no reason why it'd have to, possess a literal fish. It could just, be some bubbles in the form of a fish.
Some boobs.
Speaking of ghost doggies,
Oh yeah, little doggies. With little, I mean one big doggy. It has like, I just noticed how like weird the snout is on the dog, on the like skeletal dog, because it looks like he has like, those are, would those be teeth at the front? Like a big tooth?
Yes.
That'd be weird, right? It'd look real weird if that was just big, like those things would be big teeth. But also, like, if it's supposed to, you know, be like more slobbery dog, then the skull goes down like pretty far over the snout.
Yeah, it's got the I don't know the fact that it. Well, I guess it sort of does what teeth does. Hmm.
I mean, but also it's Pokemon. It doesn't necessarily have to have anatomy that makes sense.
No, I get that, but even like, you know, just generally looking at it, now, it just, you know, looks a little bit strange if you consider it has like one big front tooth and one big bottom tooth, like some sort of kind of weird rodent.
Well, that's what's interesting. I'm looking at the pre-evolution,
Mm-hmm.
and it doesn't.
No,
It
they
has,
added that.
yeah, it has like normal teeth that would normally line up, even though they also look like they should meet together, but they don't because
Yeah.
they line up. But the concept art does. Uh,
Huh.
the
Yeah.
the original art like has like a kind of central tooth on top, and everything else just sort of matches up. But I think it's also supposed to be fur in the concept art. It's difficult to tell. Again, this is one of those
Mm-hmm. I mean,
what's the High Lord Walnir situations where the concept art had a really cool wispy idea, and then you have to make a 3D model of it.
yeah. In this 3D model of the little one, it is like all fur, which is also a bit disconcerting.
It's a ghost.
It's a ghost.
It can be made up of just random hair that's on the floor. A
Yeah,
ghost that just inhabits. A ghost that lives in a barber shop that just inhabits hair cuttings. There you go.
that would
There's an
be
idea.
cute. But instead, it's dog Litwick.
Litwig.
Litwick.
Boo.
I mean, you know, if you're gonna do it, go all out. You know?
You want stupid Pokemon ideas? I'm here all day.
Yay, good, because that's what we're gonna be doing for the rest of the stream.
Thank you, miss. Ghost Pokemon have like the best potential and the least used potential.
Yeah, pretty much. Like,
Maybe not the least used potential. Maybe Dragon has the least used potential. But
yeah, Dragon for sure has the least used potential because it's, you know, they're all
Well, there's
dragons.
also fewer of them, just in general.
yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, it's it always feels like very much, uh, especially with the new generation pseudo legendary dragon. At that one, I was just like, really couldn't have come up with like anything better. um, I don't remember its name right now. It's Baxcalibur, which,
Baxcalibur.
yeah, I don't know why it is Baxcalibur.
Excalibur. Brr. Why do I exist?
Yeah, it's like I look at that and I think, is it really like nothing else you could have come up with? Like, no.
My mum made me these hand warmers. They don't fit anymore. I said that as a joke. My mum actually crocheted me some hand warmers for Christmas, and they're like the best thing.
Mhm.
Just want to put that out there. The final form of Frigibax.
Frigibax is actually, I kind of like Frigibax.
Yeah, they hate to cause a ruckus.
Because they're just a little guy with a little stubby nose. Kind of looks like a frog in a weird way.
Yeah, they've been the frog that's been squished in a lift door.
Yeah, I wish they would have gone like more that route with it, and not just turn it into
A wild possum as a kid.
dinosaur with like spiky bits. Like I would have loved to see a little bit more of like a frog. Weird frog dinosaur.
It's Arctibax with its. Hey!
Oh yay! It's a good one.
Sorry, we kept getting distracted. Yeah, good things.
Good thing.
With colour. Now in colour.
Now in color.
Did we agree on a name for this little fish friend?
The Fantine was Mrs. One.
Fantini.
Fantine? We got
I like
Fantine.
that.
Yay, Fantine.
Fantine. Yeah.
Phantom sardine.
Now with an F.
Yay, Fantine.
Ah. Right, then we go once back around again. So now it's but with the other way of the prompt. So bless you.
Thank you.
Chib can now draw the Christie prompt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give me Christy prompt.
Oh, nah, you don't want that again.
Did-
Ooh. This Pokemon is a ghost type Pokemon and
Yes.
faintly looks like a boar.
A
It
boar.
has translucent hide, wavy legs, and broken ears.
Oh.
Mm.
I'm just gonna copy that. They're generally gentle by nature and can often be found in dark forests. If you are out looking for them, they can often be seen lurking about and on their own. It tends to attack with ominous wind and nightmare. And again, it could still evolve, but it requires a special stone.
Ooh, special stone.
Mhm.
Oh, it's a stone evolution.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So we've got a little forest phantom.
A little piggy.
Yeah.
Well, pretty.
The ghost of the pig.
The ghost of pig.
Second pig in the stream.
Right,
What if-
guinea pig.
That's one of, well, technically yes, but also no.
Did you see what I drew?
I mean,
Oh.
it definitely didn't look like a pig.
I see a classic cheap pig coming up.
Hogwash.
Translucent hide, wavy legs, and broken ears. So
I don't know what broken ears mean.
I'm gonna say that
That.
means they're pointing down. So you just look sad.
Oh, you've broken it.
And considering it's a ghost type, the wavy legs might just taper off into nothing. Because I've seen a couple of things where basically with ghosts it's like the body cuts off before it hits the feet. So it just sort of tapers off into nothing.
Mm.
Which is always fun and creepy. Oh, sad face.
Sad face.
Why you break Piggy?
Not happy with the ears yet.
Oh, it is a pig, so it could have like a punch hole. That's a broken ear.
A what?
A punch hole from farming.
The
the tag,
tags.
yeah.
Usually with large livestock, they put a tag on it somewhere.
And it's a huge freaking hole that gets punched in the ear.
So it's like they got a really, really, really big earring.
Yeah. Or when those people have those big loops.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which you know how I feel about loopy earrings. Was that on stream?
I don't know.
Earrings.
I lose track of if something was on stream or not.
Forget what they're called.
Gauges? Is that what they're called?
Hey.
Yeah.
Miss got that.
I was about to say stretchers.
I mean, they are used to stretch out the cartilage of the ear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, usually, usually essentially they give it a little, essentially a little earring, and then there's a little tag in the hole that's got farm information. So if the pig wanders off, people know who it belongs to.
Bear's got their own little sitcom going on here.
What?
You call the pig hogwash. It's like, I saw a ghost pig. Hogwash. No, really? Yes, I know. It's hogwash. Etc. Etc. Who's on first?
Is there a Pokemon already named Hogwash?
Probably not.
No. No, there
Okay.
isn't. They had a new pig Pokemon, but that one, the evolution is called Oinkalone.
Oinkalone.
This
Yeah.
one's alone too.
I think hogwash makes me think of the Hogfather, or Captain Pugwash, but that's whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The hoops are just hoops. The earrings that create tunnels are gauges. Yeah, it's just like I have a thing about earrings that are just big hoops. Oh, that was it. We were talking about Dead Island stuff, and one of the characters is a stunt person, and they have big hooped earrings. And I'm like, oh god, I hate those things because they're gonna get caught on things. I think exactly the same thing about gauges, and that'll be even worse. I mean, granted, it's less likely to like tear through something because it's not like a really thin thing, but yeah, I don't like it.
And that's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oinkalone?
Yeah,
Oinkalone?
Oinkalone. Yeah, I
Is
believe
it
so.
alone? In my head, I was thinking of like Cyclone.
No, it's like Okaloin as in cologne, as like
smell.
fragrance.
Oh.
What? Why?
Cologne.
Why is the pig named after Cologne?
Smells real good.
They look like that.
I mean, I know. Oh, that tail is upsetting. I do not like that tail.
Wipe your eyes. Also, yeah, I don't like the idea.
Pigs, for the most part, are a lot cleaner animals than people think of them stereotypically. But also, they're still barn animals. They're not going to smell nice. They're going to smell like animal.
Oh no, Miss loves them. Miss, we're gonna have to save up and invest in some taste for you.
Oh my god.
Like, see, I have sort of the like the eye thing, whatever they've got going on under their eyes, I'm sort of ambient about, but the ends of their tails, I find those to be at least mildly upsetting.
I don't know the idea that on the left one you could just like pump its tail and then it inflates. Or I'm guessing that's the perfume thing, and I don't really want to know where the cologne comes out.
Oh god, that'd be no.
Mm,
Because like I've seen the pre-evolution of these, because that's the thing that just sort of looks like a pig.
Yeah, it's Lechonk.
Le
Yeah,
Chonk!
that
Best
thing's
name.
pretty cute.
I would just like to point out that that comment I made towards Miss sounded a lot more like lighthearted in my head.
It was really savage, actually. It's
The brain's
probably
like, oh,
like
that's
the
a
most
silly thing to
savage
say.
thing I've ever heard you say. We should invest in some. We should save up to invest in some better taste for you.
It's
Oh,
one of those things where it's only
Christy,
after you say it. Oh,
I think Christy, I think you're out of the thing.
there is no
Oh,
Christy.
she's also on mute.
Oh,
Okay,
that's
well,
fine.
we're going to assume something's happening on Christy's end, and she can deal with it later.
If it helps, Bear says if it helps, I loved it. No, that means I was on the wrong track. I do not have the confidence that you have, Bear. I'm scared of the judging gaze.
Of course, you put a space in there, so it's not going to get added to the quote.
Yeah.
I'm trying to like, cause boar piggies, like little boar piggies, have like these little stripes, and I'm trying to work it into like the wiggly legs part, and it's not working out for me, and now I don't know
I
what
see
to
what you
do. I'm just confused now, like, cause they have like these little.
Yeah, piglets have sort of baby boars typically have sort of stripies to help them
Yeah,
hide.
yeah, and I like that. I want that to work, but it doesn't work, and now I don't know how to turn this into a ghost anymore.
Yeah, just delete the feet.
But I like the little tootsies.
I mean, I like them too, but that's the easy way to make it a ghost. Delete the feet,
You make the tail like wisp away, or
or delete the legs, keep the feet, and have the connection be just sort of nothing. Rayman it.
I was gonna say, is Rayman a ghost?
A
I haven't asked.
ghostlet. Aw. Um. I'm really at a loss now.
I mean, I would say you can like cover it in like
Put a
wispy
sheet on it
fog
for
or something
24.
like that, but then we just have the that tapir whose name escapes me, the one that eats dreams.
Drowsy.
All of them.
Okay,
The other
new
one.
idea.
Hypno?
The other one.
Well, their signature move was Dream Eater, so
There's a newer set that are pink and purple
Um.
and actually look like tapirs instead of this is a man.
wait,
Because Hypno
there are
doesn't look like a
new.
tapir. Hypno looks like an old world ape.
There are
I'm
new
trying to
taper
think
Pokemon that
of.
eat dreams. Oh yeah,
Oh,
the
Munna.
Munna, yeah. They're like central to the story of, well, they're not central to this. Early on, they're a plot point in Pokemon
Yeah,
Black
not
and White.
central. They kind of disappear pretty quickly.
Maybe it constantly has
I
a
see.
cloud
I
of
see.
mist
We've
about
gone
it.
with delete the butt.
Yes.
What if delete the butt?
I'm trying something, okay?
Look, it's I'd prefer that than whatever that perfume one's got going on.
Yeah.
I also want to make
Also,
it...
and I don't. It's partially because I've just got it on my other screen, and so every time I look up, I see it. I don't know if it's just because of the angle, but the brown one, there's something really upsetting about the proportion. Not only upsetting about the tail, but something upsetting about the proportion between the lighter area where its head is and the darker area that its body. Like
Yeah.
it doesn't look right.
No.
One of them looks like this is the color pattern, and the other one looks like I'm looking out a window. I don't know the colors. I'm still don't know what's going on with that trifurcated udder tail.
Don't worry about it.
Looks like
There's
a pole.
a squishy, fleshy fork. Mmm.
And
Yum.
the under eyelash is French lilies.
French lilies?
Kind of looks like.
French lily.
I mean, mostly they just look like they're vaguely high.
Oh, I see what you're on about. Yeah. Yeah, it's got that. It's got that going on. Just come up with an idea for a thing for Pokemon.
Just a thing in general.
A thing. You know me. This could be a video. It could be a year-long project. This is my brain. But it could be a stream.
This is your brain.
To do with...
This is your brain on parsnips.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, look. I think James May has a line in Parsnip Gin, so you can. If you want to do that, you can. But it was something to do with what something Miss said earlier, which is we're talking about like the Pokemon designs, and Miss said something along the lines of like, "Oh yeah, because all Pokemon designs are special. They're all interesting, and none of them are boring at all." And in my brain, I was like, "Could you like? Is there a way you could kind of ensure that each Pokemon design is interesting in like a fake Pokemon setting?" And I thought, well, what if you just like came up with a list of 151 superlatives, and you just each Pokemon was a superlative. This is the brightest Pokemon. This is the sharpest Pokemon. This is the biggest Pokemon, etc., etc. So I'm now thinking of doing a random generator of superlatives and design a Pokemon that is this.
Does that mean interesting though?
I don't think
it
I
will
have
be...
a large enough vocabulary to come up with 150 distinct
It's a lot.
superlatives.
I don't know if there are 150 superlatives. We can try. Well, I mean,
if you reduced it down for like this line of Pokemon is the most superlative.
Oh yeah,
and we
that
just sort of
makes more
build
sense.
it to being min to max of the superlative. That might be easier.
Oh yeah, got it from the darkest to the brightest. That'd be quite fun. Or softest to sharpest. Miss likes Goth Pig. Oh, sad. Sad Goth Pig. Spooklet. Spooklet.
It's a spooky pig.
Pictogeist. Spooklet.
Coloring is really cool. Makes it look like skeleton fork.
God, you gave it gauges. It really is a goth pig.
I can get rid of the gauges, honestly. I don't think they add that much, but...
Well, it works as a motif with the eye as well. Now that you've added that. Ah! Excited pup. Spooklet.
Spooklet.
Spooklet's the dog's very happy to see Spooklet. It's a time. Righty ho. Alright, I now need a chib prompt.
Yes.
I believe. I'm going to try and make this one actually look like a Pokemon this time.
What, you didn't like the Pikachu clone you designed?
I didn't like the proportions. The idea's there. I mean, it's terrible. The idea's terrible, but it's there. It could work as a terrible Pokemon.
Okay, this is an interesting one. I
Okay.
had to go through a couple ones that were just like, this is an animal. They are an animal.
This is a pigeon who are flying type. You could see them up in the sky.
Yes. It was very much that for a while, but this is actually a kind of interesting combination of animal and type. So, Chris, this Pokemon is a rock type Pokemon and is similar to a skunk. It has dark fur, horn-like ears, and an extra pair of legs. They're generally cautious by nature and can often be found in rocky mountains. If you're out looking for them, they can often be seen on their own. It tends to attack with Diamond Storm and White Guard. It has already evolved once, but can evolve one more time.
Is this thing gonna smell like sulfur?
Oh god. Sulfunk.
I mean, it's a rock type, but it's shaped like a skunk. And I worked in a place near a sulfur spring for a couple of summers, and boy howdy, does that stink. Not the same kind of stink as stunks stink, but
What was the? It's mid-evolution again, right?
Yes, mid-evolution. Which is honestly the hardest to tackle because it's like,
yeah, that seems to be because you see a lot of things where it's like, oh, the first evolution is great, and the last evolution is cool, and the middle evolution is just kind of like it exists.
yeah.
There's a lot of starters that are like that, where it's like I like
Mhm.
the first and I like the last, but the one in the middle is like it's
Yeah.
it's just there.
Yeah, very much for like all the starters. For me, there's one exception, which I know I'm very much alone in, is that from the Charmander line, I like Charmeleon the most. Which is
Yeah, you're alone in that.
probably like the hottest take ever.
See, that's funny you say that because that's the main one I was thinking of, where it's just the one in the middle
I
just sort of
know.
exists as a connection.
I would say Ivysaur fits that better.
Yeah.
True.
To me, in my head, Ivysaur is just like there's Charmeleon's got the bump, you know.
Yeah.
It's not quite got the horn yet. It's got the bump. That's special. Wartortle's got the ears.
Mhm.
Ivysaur, what's it got? It's nothing that its
It bloomed a little
kid or
bit.
parent has.
But yeah, I know that's very much a hot take. And it's
I mean,
like the only like middle evolution I would ever feel that for, but you know.
not saying like I like Charmeleon. I've got nothing against Charmeleon, but to me, design wise, the only thing that really sticks out between that makes it distinct from just the two ends that it's connecting is the fact that it's a different shade.
Yeah. That is.
But you're right, Chris. Now that I think about it, Ivysaur is even worse about it.
Yeah, it has a
Because it
different
doesn't even
shade.
have that going for it.
Ivysaur's the baby. Bulbasaur's the baby.
Mhm. Yeah, but generally for middle evolutions, it's really like, how far do you go with this thing? Because you know, you don't want it to be baby because the baby is the baby, but you also don't want it to be like big and cool because that's the last one.
Yeah, the main ones I can think of where the mid-evolution sort of stands on its own design-wise are ones where it's an insect and the mid-evolution is literally like a
Yeah.
cocoon.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
the
that.
one that that it works for the best.
I feel like that idea
Yeah.
came first.
Yeah.
That's how the idea of evolution came along. Was like this whole butterfly thing.
Mm-hmm.
And just from there it became, well, what if we did that with all animals?
I mean, there's a reason why, like, not every generation, but like every other generation at least, there is like a butterfly line or something similar. Like,
Yeah, but what's fun is not all of them even have a cocoon.
mm-hmm.
Because some of them just sort of skip over and just like, right, here's the larval stage, here's the butterfly stage. We're just gonna skip the middle.
Yeah.
Because like Snom, I think that's the
Snob.
one that evolves into that big moth thing, right?
Yeah. Frostmoth.
Yeah, that one skips over the middle.
Yeah, the same goes for Larvesta, who evolves into Volcarona, which is the actually pretty much the opposite of Snom. Firebug. um,
It's the grumpy teen stage. Yeah, essentially.
yeah. But yeah. And if you're really bad at making middle evolutions, then you get a palmy palmo palmot situation going on.
You get a what now?
A palmy palmo palmot situation, which is
That's just grammar. Like, that's not.
That must be a new one.
Yes, it's from the new one, and it's.
Oh, I thought that would have been a palm dog.
It's the Pikachu clone from the newest thing, and this is
Oh.
what it looks like. This is first one is Palmy, then it's Palmo, it stands up, and then it's Palmot, and it gains some fluff.
This actually looks like, oh, if you buy the core plush toy, you can buy bigger bodies for it, and
Yeah,
This is what I
Okay, I take back what I said earlier. There is now one Pikachu clone that I don't like its design of.
also the eye shines move.
Because like even with Plusle and Minun, while I find them to be incredibly poorly executed battle wise in Gen 3, I at least like their designs. This feels lazy.
This absolutely did not have to be a third stage evolution, like.
Yeah, no, you
For
could have
no
cut out the
reason.
middle one here.
Yes, because it only like stands up and is like a slightly different color orange, like very slightly different. Also, this rock skunk is looking awesome, and I would like one, please.
I'm trying.
It does also look like a dragon.
Yes.
A very stinky dragon.
The only
dragon.
stinker dragons. The only idea I really had was to try and make like veins in rock look like the stripes on a skunk. That was the sort of idea I was trying to go with.
With like it can be like shiny giggle is it Gigalith? Shiny Gigalith's color scheme of like the vibrant blue, and then
I know you've mentioned this before, but it's completely gone out of my brain.
shiny Gigalith is like the only shiny I have ever thought looks any way, shape, or form cool.
What? Don't like shiny Charizard?
I generally don't really care about shinies.
That's fair. Because
Cool
if I remember correctly, the original shinies were just sort of.
They were, hey,
It's not
let's
like
move
they
let's move the color bit over one or whatever.
Yeah, they didn't really plan it.
It was algorithmic.
Which is part of the reason why there's so many of them that are like lime green.
Yeah, I have a very vivid memory of like a family friend like showing off like his box of shinies because heck shiny, straight shinies, one of the two. I don't know. I don't care. And he showed me like a very like putrid lime green Miss Magius, and it was like, why would you want this? I was small and I was very disappointed because Miss Magius is kind of cool, but not when you turn it a putrid lime green.
Yeah, that's a thing. I think the first shiny I ever had, besides the shiny Gyarados in Gen 2, was I found a shiny Drowsy, and they're so as far as colors are concerned, the most common ones to pop up in Gen 2 with the algorithmic we just move the bit over a little bit are either the lime green, which as you posted there, the Miss Magius that just looks putrid, or these pink or purple shades. And Drowsy is in the pink or purple category.
Yeah.
Which was actually sort of neat.
Yeah.
That is Cottage Witch Miss Magius.
Yeah, but like like it's like spoiled, rotten. It's gone past its due date, Cottage Witch Miss Magius.
It's cottage cheese that's been left out for too long.
What cottage cheese are you eating that is that color yellow?
I haven't
Why
looked at the
are you
I haven't looked at
eating
the picture. I'm just working on puns.
Yeah, if your cottage cheese is that color, or has ever been
It's
that color, don't eat it.
Go to a hospital now.
I love this guy.
This is another one that needs quite a lot of refining, but there's a concept here.
There's a
I mean,
concept
it's
here and I
rocks.
love it.
I think it's good. Yes, it is.
It's rocks. Of course it needs to be refined.
Aha! Jokes.
Jokes.
But yeah, I have a lot of Pokemon names in my brain for honestly no particular reason.
For the reason of dunking on them on stream.
Yes, mostly that. I have done you can do this like name every Pokemon quiz online. I have done it a couple of times. Every time I've gotten over half, and I think that's far too many. I think I need to delete Pokemon names from my brain. They are taking up brain space that they shouldn't be taking up.
Oh, we've all got stuff like that. I've got like bloody Jethro Tull lyrics in my head that need to be ejected. Like, they've got like 20 albums. I don't need that.
Yeah.
See, I've never been great at remembering names. I remember a lot of Pokemon just by sort of general shape.
I mean, I've never been good at remembering names, except Pokemon names for some ungodly reason. I don't know why my brain decided, yes, you need to know all of the Pokemon names. It did that against my will.
I mean, when I was a kid, I did definitely remember all the first 100 in order. Like, that was just a thing you did. You know?
Oh, yeah. For sure, yes. I've done that. I've played, like, little Pokemon name games with my older brother of, like... It was a very bad game, honestly. Because it was, like, you name a Pokemon, and then the next person has to name a Pokemon with the last that starts with the last letter of the Pokemon just named,
Oh yeah,
which
yeah.
doesn't work out with Pokemon.
Jinx.
It would probably work out better now that there's more gens of Pokemon, but at the time, it did not work out.
They could do Xerneas, I guess.
Yeah,
Um,
at this point in time, you can do like Xerneas. I think it might still only be Xerneas though. Yes, it might still.
Zigzagoon.
No. I mean, to be fair, my first thought went like Zamazenta, and that's also starts with a Z. It's not an X.
Zeb Striker.
Abstract. I think Xerneas might still be the only X one. I might be wrong with that, but
Okay, we'll add that to the superlatives. Most Xy.
most Xy. I mean, that's already Xerneas.
Zatu.
Oh
Zatu,
yeah, Zatu.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about them. I like them.
Yeah, Zatu.
I had forgotten about them as well. I had to look it up, or maybe I had just forgotten how to spell its name.
Natu, Zatu.
I love Natu. I think Natu
Yeah.
is great.
Little junk bag.
Natu is very round.
Just
Yeah.
round.
Just like
I like it when birds are just balls.
As evidenced by your gooseberry evolution.
Yes, exactly.
just remove everything else. Only be orb.
You need orb, you need beak, and you need little foot teeth.
Orb, orb.
What else would you possibly need?
Orbob. Yeah, Orbob.
Orb.
Orbob.
I mean, honestly, you could just name a bird Pokemon Borb, as in bird orb.
Oh yeah, Bob. Yeah, just Bob, that works.
Also, I love this guy, and I would 100% take this as a rock Pokemon on my team. I imagine it's rock poison, and I don't think there's another rock poison.
Marvelous. Okay,
I
well,
don't know if there is.
there's a slightly better. I'm generally happier with this design. Well,
What,
what we call
you
this?
didn't like the cheat cannons?
No, the cheat cannons, like, in concept it works, just in execution it was bad. We had a name for this, didn't we?
Did we?
You said
Sulfunk?
something with sulfur and skunk.
I think it was it Sulfunk?
Sulfunk? Yes.
Soul funk.
So I'm gonna put the umlaut again.
Yeah, it.
That's elfish.
I'm also thinking funk music.
Yeah. Skunk funk.
Yeah, it looks like the only.
Can that be the genre of Eggy Leggy skunk funk?
Yes. But yes, it looks like the only competition it has in being a rock poison type is the Glomora line from Gen 9, which is a weird bike horn Pokemon.
Bike horn?
It's
those
supposed to
things.
imitate a bike horn, like an old time like honk honk bike horn. The first one at least.
That's kind of cool.
I
It
don't
looks
know
crap.
what that has to do with rock or poison, but you know.
Why did they design a bike horn?
'Cause there's vehicles in this one.
Yeah, there are also vehicle Pokemon. Don't think about it. Miss will get angry. And Miss is already angry at me, so. Actually, yeah, do it. Take the heat. Anyway, this is Sulfunk. Moving on, because I took bloody ages for that. Sorry. Ragdoll, you have the prompt from me.
Yes.
You have Yes, exactly. You have this Pokemon is a fire type Pokemon that slightly resembles a hedgehog.
Oh.
Which seems perfect to me. It has red and orange fur, a steaming snout, and powerful legs. With which to go fast. They're generally lively by nature and can be often found near volcanoes. If you're looking out for them, they can often be seen only by accident. It tends to attack with Sunny Day and Flame Burst, and it has evolved once and can evolve no more.
No more.
Accidents occur a lot in this world.
But yeah. Miss, do you mean Faroom or do you mean Revavroom? The fucking stupidest Pokemon names. Faroom or
I mean,
Revavroom.
to be fair, like, there's history here with, like, Clink, Clank, and Clink, Clank.
Yes,
Like-
but for some reason Varoom and Vevavroom are worse in my opinion. Because I like Clink Clank, Clink Clank, because it has like a fun like melody to it of like you can say it
Yeah.
easily, it rolls off the tongue easily, and then Varoom and Revavroom are just what? Vavavroom? Yeah, you get like Revavavroom. Revavavroom.
Are you drawing Ragdoll?
I mean, on one hand, I'm sitting here going, a car Pokemon, that sounds dumb, but also Shin Megami Tensei has a car demon.
Yep. So,
I mean, it's just
But also, Shin Megami Tensei is just sort of leans into this is stupid for a lot of them, so.
it's
this is the thing. If Pokemon
mostly, I think they
properly,
could have done something cooler with a poison steel type than this.
it's not. It's yeah.
I don't like it.
Brr. I don't exactly know what's going on with it. Also looks like it's from the Flintstones. This is weird.
Yeah.
I mean, considering what I know about the gimmick of the story in the newest gen, it could very well be a Flintstones car.
It's not supposed to be.
But it's like it's a Flintstones car that also has like a V6 engine and is sentient. Like has one eye and a mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks very like surprised that we're insulting it.
It just looks like it's going, oh!
I didn't do anything to you. Poor thing.
Yeah, Pokemon designs still continue to be hit and miss.
What was the one where it's like its name is named after like an obscure engine part or something?
What?
I remember there was one that was like, why is it called this? And in the back of my brain, I was like, isn't that an engine part or like an obscure?
Oh, is it like what was its name? Like when we were talking about like the paradox Pokemon, the like Iron Jugulus or something like that. Was that the time?
Well, the
'Cause that was a neck part.
yeah, that was a neck. I thought it was something to do with an engine. Probably don't trust my brain.
I don't know. Hold on, I'll go read out the paradox Pokemon for you. I
Spoilers,
don't
I
know
guess.
those by heart because
Why
their
not?
names are bad.
With your encyclopedic Pokemon knowledge, why do you not know their names?
Because they're bad and they refuse.
Yeah, because I don't like that they're not like Pokemon names, you know?
Yeah, they feel like titles or something strange.
Yeah. And they're like going for like the like, oh, this is like a species, like undefined species kind of thing. So we just gave it a nickname. But then it's like, why would you not go with, like species name, you know?
Yeah, but this is an undefined species. It just also happens to look an awful lot like existing ones, like Wiglet.
Yeah.
which we named
No, that's a
Wiglet.
different thing.
It looks like a
that one that confuses me because it's like all Pokemon at some point in time were an unknown species.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's sort of part of the thing with Arceus is like you're in the past and nobody knows what the fuck is going on.
Of the Paradox Pokemon, I do like Sandy Shocks the most. Because of his walk.
Sandy Shocks?
It's prehistoric Magneton, which doesn't make any fucking sense.
It does. What are you talking about?
But he has like little like rubber hose animation walk, and it's hilarious.
Oh, all right. Oh, I have to look this up. Sandy Shocks does sound like a knockoff Santa Claus. Bring me the Sandy Shocks. Kidnap the Sandy Shocks. No, I found no GIF.
There's no GIF. Anything that's a shame, but here's a little video.
This is a travesty.
Mute it and watch it.
It's gonna be loud for a second.
They're all walking in the distance. I love how they walk.
Oh, dear.
They're like big magnets are just like super bendy.
Oh, and also on that thing you've got the Gimme Ghoul evolution thing.
Yeah.
Which I kind of like. It doesn't look like a Pokemon, but I kind of like it. It's like a 90s mascot.
It looks like one of those and I don't know if you really have them so much on the other side of the ocean, but have you ever seen the like tube men?
Oh yeah,
that you attach to like the air thing, and then their arms are flailing around. Yeah, it looks like a tube man.
Yeah. You're all bullying the perfume pigs. Look,
yes.
If the perfume pigs have that silly an animation, I'm on board. Pokemon should embrace the silly more. More silly, please. Would it surprise you to know that I like silly things? I can hear the shock in your voice.
Sorry, I was gonna look up Oinkologne and why it's like named Oinkologne.
Why is this Among Us overgrown?
Because it's prehistoric Among Us.
Right.
Okay.
And it's like they looked at that and went, well, we can't name it anything like Among Us. That would be silly. Anyway, Wiglet.
But Wiglet is not a Paradox Pokemon.
What? And? I think it's a Paradox. Look at it.
No, they... I hate that they, like, did two things in the same generation. Because that just made them, like, half-ass both of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they've got some Pokemon where it's like... So it's not that it's a blank form Diglett. It's an entirely separate Pokemon that just happens to look a lot like Diglett.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like, it's a completely different Pokemon that just evolved to look the same as Diglett.
Divergent evolution is or convergent evolution, I should say, is a thing. You know,
yes.
Fingerprints developed separately in various different animals on different continents and stuff like that. That works. So why not Wiglet?
And it is kind of fun, but if you have that, which is different, but it's also kind of the same as you have already done with like regional forms, which is same but different.
Yeah. And then when you've also got it on top of doing this whole paradox thing where it's like, it looks the same, but it's different.
because
But
it's
also
from the
it's for a
past or
different reason.
future. It's like it's too you cannot like do the same thing thrice in one generation and call it all different things.
Also, a bunch of these are just animatronics.
Yes, those are
Right.
all from the future because in the future apparently animals no longer exist, I guess. Or Pokemon no longer exist, I guess. They just become machine. I hate the future paradox Pokemon. Like at least the past one looked, like okay, I can see like it's very um like like childishly like what prehistory is kind of. Also, did my Discord cut out?
No, hello.
Oh, okay. It suddenly
We're
got very
listening.
quiet for me.
Good. Christie's having to deal with Pup being naughty.
Mm,
And Ragdoll's drawing this.
yeah.
Everybody, look at this now. Look at it. It's the
I
best thing.
they at
I just
least
realized I
look
need to give it
kind
ears.
of
That's why its head
interesting.
looks so weird.
But then the futures are all just like this is just an iron version. And he didn't even give them like interesting names. It's just all iron something. It's
Apparently, one of them.
iron threads, iron bundle, iron hands, iron jugulus. Like
Yeah, but then there's also Miraidon.
yes, because that's the legendary. It's the box art legendary, so it's
Okay, so that had to
different.
have its own
But
name.
it is
Iron
also
Brew.
called in the game Iron Serpent
Miss,
at
yeah,
one
Miss,
point.
design a robotic Scottish Pokemon called Iron Brew.
um, but yeah, like I don't like the naming convention of the Paradox Pokemon in general, but if you're gonna do it, at least do it the way they did in Scarlet and give them like somewhat interesting names.
I mean, if you're gonna call them Iron, at the very least make them Steel type, right?
Yes.
One of them's Steel type, the rest of them aren't.
No. I I also wish it be more like I I think that's also why it bothers me so much that they added like both the convergent evolution, whatever it was, into the game as well as this. Because now you just have like a few of each when you could have made like entire past Pokemon lines, not
Yeah,
just prehistoric Mis- Misdrivers. You could have done prehistoric Misdrivers and prehistoric Mismagius.
yeah.
Like that
Well,
would have been
the
more
fun thing
fun.
is they already sort of did that with Arceus, and I and I'd
Yeah,
argue that when they did it with Arceus, they actually did a pretty good job of
Hmm.
this is what this Pokemon was like in the past.
yeah,
But then, as you said, now they're doing something different, but the same, but different, but the same, and it just muddies the water.
yeah. I also think um they could have um this is just something I just now thought of, but like you have Pokemon from the future and from the past in these games. This would have been like a great way for people to get like the Hisuian versions of Pokemon into their games. Like
Mm-hmm.
catch them naturally. Like have the Growlithe as well. Like have the Hisuian Growlithe. Have those. It's from the past. There's time travel. Just go
Yeah.
for it. Indulge people
Yeah,
in
because
wanting
they
to catch their
already
favorite Pokemon.
in Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, they already had the like warp point things made by Hoopa as sort of a thing to get Pokemon that weren't quote unquote native to the area. So
Mhm.
yeah, that would have been an easy way to do that.
Yeah, you have an easy excuse. Why would you not like make use of it to
Also, just
get
as a
like?
ra-
Well,
so,
I mean, I can tell you why. It's because the game was rushed through development
mhm.
because Game Freak is overworked and underpaid.
Yeah.
Sorry, just as a mild aside, they had the future and the past, strange Pokemon variations of existing ones, and they decided to make the Magneton one past. Is that just me?
Yeah, a little bit.
The one that's like little robots attached together with magnets. Let's make that go back in the time, not make it a future one. Sorry, Karen. Also, yes, don't check bonfires before you set them alight.
I love that it's just floating in the middle of the
Yeah.
fire. Like, you've come for my wisdom. My
It
wisdom is fire.
it's sort of like Munna or whatever. It's just like floating in the sort of cloud. It's like, but no, this is just flame.
Yes.
Yeah, you think it's just a tiny little cute hedgehog, and then it's just kind of like, oh no,
Oh no.
we've got the Pokemon torch here.
I was thinking the other way around. I think you just walk up and there's what's this random fire here, and then just the snout pokes out. Yeah, what are we calling them?
um,
Hedgehot?
Headshots.
I would say hot hog, but that's not a good idea.
Yeah. Yeah, hedgehogs are having a
Hedgehog
bit.
it is.
Hedgehot. Nobody has any better ideas. Hedgehot it is. Hedgehot.
I mean, there are plenty of Pokemon names that are just incredibly uninspired. So
I mean, given it is floating, we could call it like the Bonflyer or something. But
oh no, it's a fire flying type, but it's a hedgehog. It flies via rocket.
It's the most like that's just the most we're really like pushing it in terms
Yeah.
of like combination of things here. Fire
Like
flying hedgehog.
Charizard can't be a dragon type, but we could make this a flying type.
Yes.
They made it a fire flying type because they had to make the Phoenix Pokemon dragon. Do you get it?
Uh-huh.
It's fine. Don't worry about it. There we go, Hedgehog.
Hedgehogs.
I love
Flying
them.
fire hedgehog.
I know that the description said they have powerful legs, but also like it's
Look
a
at those
hedgehog.
legs.
They
Look
can
at
have
those legs.
powerful legs and still be tiny.
The legs are producing the fire.
Yeah.
That's power.
It it learns high jump kick. They just look at it like how
It jumps
what?
into the air and its whole body just careens into your face.
The only flying type move it can learn is peck. And it just sort of boops you with its nose. You can learn
Amazing.
fly, and the animation for flying on it is terrifying.
Just looks like a comet. Just
Yeah, exactly. It flies like a comet.
Whee!
Oh, wonderful. Christy, you ready to draw then? Or are you still in the timeouts?
I can draw.
Draws. Ragdoll prompt, I believe?
Yeah. All right. So, Christy, I have an ice type Pokemon that somewhat resembles a weasel. It has a thinly icicle covered snout, an icicle covered tail, and fuzzy ears. They're generally lively by nature and often can be found during snowy weather. If you're out looking for them, they can often only be seen by accident. It tends to attack with mist and frost breath. It can still evolve, but only under rare circumstances. So you got a little ice weasel.
Ice Whizzle. With
Which is
earmuffs.
fun because that's sort of the environment weasels are supposed to live in.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they bury through the snow.
that one looks like it's already been made into a Pokemon. There is a weasel Pokemon, right?
I mean, there's probably a
Like
couple. I know Furret exists,
Sneasel?
Right.
and Furret is way too big. Again, another one of those ones where you look at its dex entry and go, "That doesn't sound right."
Yeah.
Oh
it's
yeah, it's big friend.
Because
big.
you look at the description of how big Furret is, and it's like that's the size of a person.
It's the 1.8 meters, 5'11". Big old fluffy friend. But yeah, there's also Sneasel, which is also ice actually,
Mm-hmm.
which I didn't know. I thought it was just dark.
No, it's Ice Dark.
And then
As
there's the
is Weavile.
Hisuian. There's the Hisuian one, which is fighting
Oh,
poison.
you just reminded me Sneasler exists.
Sneasler?
Yep, Sneasler.
Is that the onceler but for noses?
I mean, listen, you know how I said at the beginning of the stream I don't like Pokemon that look
yeah.
like humans.
I know exactly where the sentence is going. I've just seen the picture.
Yeah, that's a Molgoth.
It's a
That's just a
person.
Molgoth.
Yeah. It's just someone wearing a fursuit.
Goth Meowth. Meowth.
It is like I believe in the game it's also like I mean it's taller than most people, but still it doesn't help how tall it is.
4 foot, 1.3 meters. Not that big.
Yes, but in the game, it's large enough to pick up people.
It's large enough to carry you around in a little box of shame.
So this is why I say the heights listed in the Pokedex are nonsense.
Yeah.
Because you get things like so either the heights in the Pokedex are nonsense, or the humans in Pokemon world have really weird dimensions.
I can believe that. Look at them, they're standing on their feet. Standing on their back feet. With one big eye.
I think that's its snoot. Or
One
that's
big square
things
eye.
going in to make the snoot.
Teeth? Oh, I see. Yeah. Got it now. Drawing's great.
Remember, Christy is a very traditional artist, and will put in all sorts of structure to make sure that it looks right.
I
Instead
will
of
make
just
all the
slapping something on there
details
and calling it good.
use them.
Yeah. I kind of love that is how you like get the climbing ability in Pokemon Arceus. I hate that it's Sneasler.
Sorry, I've just in the box of shame.
You just got put into a little box of shame.
This
And
looks
you get
terrifying.
carried up the mountains by the Molgoth.
This is fanfic. I refuse to believe this is canon.
No, this is canon in the games.
Miss, don't go in the box. Don't go in the box, miss.
It's 100% canon in the games. I cannot overstate how canon this is. You get approached by a train conductor from the future who got sent to the past just like you And he introduces you to the mall god Sneasler, and then Sneasler puts you in a little box of shame and carries you up the mountain. That is canon in the games.
No, fan, you're confusing AO3 with real
No.
games. This is
No. This is canon.
best get out of the box. Me neither, Kara. Me neither.
I mean, I would say that to be fair, the side games have wilder stories, but I can't say that because the mainline games also have pretty wild stories. So
Oh, it's a cylinder. The cylinder of shame.
This cylinder box of shame.
Get in the shame tube.
Get in the shame tube.
No, never be happy in the shame tube. I also like the 2 trees they modeled.
Listen, the landscaping in Pokemon Arceus leaves very much to be desired, in my opinion. I mean, to be fair, Scarlet and Violet also. I just don't think the Pokemon games in 3D look good.
What? The floor
Not
looks
on the
don't
shiny.
Switch.
either. The only 3D games that I think, oh, this is fine, are the ones where the 3D is very limited. So it's like we're only doing 3D in battles or something.
There was
Yeah.
one. I was watching there's a YouTube channel called Boundary Break, and
Mhm.
they like to take the camera anywhere they want, and just sort of look outside the bounds of what you're supposed to be able to see in games and stuff like that. And they did it for a Pokemon game, and I just looked at it and I was like, wait, that was 3D? It didn't look it. It was like a pixel art thing. I was like, what? This is actually a 3D game? What? How? What? I guess it makes sense now that you've pointed it out, but what? And that's
Yeah.
how you do it. That's how you do it well.
Yeah. But yeah, Pokemon in 3D doesn't know how to like render the worlds. Just in
Yeah.
general, like in terms of like landscaping and like, just vast amounts of like empty space everywhere and
I
but also considering everything that happened when Scarlet and Violet launched and
yeah.
just the general mess of that game and still like the amount of NPCs walking in like 2 frames a second and
Optimization is hard and it takes time, and apparently the Game Freak decided that it didn't take time and that it could
Mhm.
happen after release.
Yeah.
But also, I just invite you to look at this picture, the Tube of Shame one, and just
Mhm.
look at the mountain on the left and the wonderful quality of, like Valheim level textures going on here
Yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
inexplicably shiny reflection that makes it look like
Yes.
it's made of like wet plasticine or something.
Mhm. At least with Valheim, it's a stylistic choice
Yeah.
of how that game looks.
If you're gonna lean into it, you know?
With Pokemon, it's like bad. It's clearly not a stylistic choice. Because if it was, maybe it would look good.
Maybe.
Maybe, just maybe.
Just maybe. I'm trying to think of Pokemon that would be surprisingly tall. They got a little mask. Sorry, I keep periodically
Oh,
looking down.
it's cute.
Thank you.
Lice mask.
Yeah. Little domino thing.
Yeah.
What Pokemon do you think would be surprisingly tall? How tall is Sizzle?
Mm,
I mean, my experience has been with a lot of Pokemon, if you think it should be tall, it's shorter than it should be, and if you think it should be short, it's taller than it should be.
yeah.
yeah, pretty much.
They're 1.8 meters. So
Mhm.
5'11". 5'11" that's 6 foot, isn't it?
I think okay. I noticed one for a fact because of the skills in Arceus, how they like scale Pokemon in that game. But Togetic is huge, as is Crobat. They're both really big. They're far bigger than I imagined.
Togetic is apparently 2 foot 60 centimeters. That's
Is
maybe not
well,
in game.
yeah. Wait, is there like one where they showed like size for trainer?
But
I need
Butterfree is
to.
apparently 3'7" or 1.1 meters, which is pretty
Uh,
big.
this is not like the final evolution for for the Togepi line, but you know, just for a sense of scale.
Oh wow,
There's
that's
a
a lot.
Togetic.
That's bigger than it was in the thing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
a lot bigger than it was in the anime.
yeah,
just
and then the final evolution is like even larger, so it's just big.
I also like those 2 trees that they modeled, which may or may not be one tree with a different color. And that ground texture, ooh,
Yeah, just some really nice grass. Uh-huh. It's definitely grass.
I like being able to count the pieces of grass.
Isn't Butterfree
Let
huge?
people have time
Yeah,
to make
probably.
games. give,
They
give,
won't.
give people time to make games. They deserve time.
and this isn't even the only Switch game where that's a problem. People were complaining about that with SMT5 as well. So SMT5's battle system is great, on point. Its world building is even worse than most SMT games, which usually have sort of minimal world building. It establishes here's a bunch of people, yay. And also it runs at a glorious 15 FPS a lot of the time,
Nice.
which, considering it's a turn-based RPG, you would think, oh, that shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah.
Except in the overworld, you can see enemies and they will chase after you, and or you have to try and run around them.
Oh yeah.
And there's platforming.
Oh. Okay, yeah, now we're into an issue. Like I'm one of those. I grew up on Starwing, the original Star Fox Super Nintendo game, which ran at approximately 2 frames per second. So I can deal with a surprisingly low frame rate. But yeah, I could imagine for those lucky enough to have grown up on 30 frames per second games, that's going to be an issue. Crobat's huge.
Yes.
Oh my word.
When I saw what Crobat looked like in Arceus games, I was just like, wow, that's big. That's far bigger than I ever thought he was.
Well, because like I said, in the anime, the
Let me show.
Crobat, like
Let me
Brock
show.
has a Crobat, and it like perches on his arm.
Yeah.
If that tries to perch on your arm, you're gonna lose your arm.
Yes. But it does make sense because you're able to like fly it. So or you know, you should be able to because
You're also able to fly with Pidgey, and those things are
I guess.
tiny.
Yeah. True.
A sun, a unit.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's one of the things that I like about Arceus is that they were like able to properly scale Pokemon to your player character. Um
Quote unquote.
or or you know, at least more appropriately than some other games that have come out. Including Scarlet and Violet, where some Pokemon are like the size of your left toe. When
So,
I don't think they're supposed to be.
I mean, I kind of like that. Yeah, a lot of Pokemon tend to be based on like bugs and things like that. Oh, it's kind of fun to have one that's
No, but
actually bug sized.
it's like you know the Pikachu clone that I showed earlier, Palmy. That one's tiny. It's so tiny. I've seen people like walk around in that game, sometimes I'm not able to see like the like the Palmy that's standing in the field because the grass is taller than the Pokemon because they did like somewhat improve in their grass rendering for this game. Not a lot, but a little bit. But it's like look at that grass behind the Pokemon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like again, I'd be fine with that if that's the aesthetic they're going for. These sort of like just gradient, like that's just a quad, right? That's just a diamond. Each of those blades of grass, and it's just taking a gradient from one color to the other, and that's a pretty efficient way of doing grass. And I could feel like if everything else in the game has that kind of aesthetic, then yeah, that would be pretty neat. But it doesn't. And also the floor is again blurred pixels. But also,
Yeah.
look at the tiny little friend. They're pleased to see you.
They're so tiny. There's no proper picture that shows how tiny it is. Okay. Here's one of the evolved one. So it is taller in this one. And it doesn't come up to your knee. The pre-evolved version is like half that size. I need you to understand how small this is. It's ridiculously small.
It's very small.
And
Small
that,
friend.
this is a game that you're supposed to be like able to play on like a handheld console.
True. Yes, I agree, miss.
I mean,
This is
maybe
cute.
if you also had a magnifying glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, they got like
I
icicle
get that you
fangs.
want to make them small, but it's too much.
This was an ice Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
They
it
got
looks so
icicle fangs.
cool. I love it.
That's claws. Everything's ice.
Everything's nice.
Everything's ice. They look neat. Much like boobs and testicles, they're often asymmetrical. You're right there, miss. Left one meant to be a different size to the right. You're talking about the Crobats. The one on the right's closer.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know if you've heard of this thing called perspective.
As an artiste.
Yes, as an artist, I'm an authority to be able to explain to you something called perspective. You see, close thing be big. That's the gist of it, really.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm
But
done.
icicles.
Yeah, icicles. What? It's cute. It's cool. I like it. What's the name? It's also got diamond eyes. I've just seen that.
Sweezel.
Sweet.
Is that not a Pokemon?
Sweezel.
I sweezel, you sweezel.
Ice Sweezel.
Freezel. Bear's got Freezel.
Sweezel.
Freezel works.
Not Ice Sweezel.
Never going with Ice Weasel. Ice Weasel, you Sweezel, we all Sweezel for Ice Weasel.
I mean, Frizzle also sounds a little too close to Frizzle, and now I'm just expecting to learn a weird science fact.
Didn't you know Miss Frizzle was actually a weasel the whole time? Did you not see the final episode? It was a big reveal.
It wouldn't surprise me in the least on account of the magic school bus thing. This is just a weasel she's just a weasel who was very interested in science and decided to become a elementary school teacher.
I like the idea that the sentence was just like, oh, it wouldn't surprise me that she's a weasel because of the whole magic school bus. Because weasels have magic school buses. That's should have spotted that, really.
Yeah. Makes perfect sense.
Yeah, humidity ruins this Pokemon's hair. If they get too warm, the ice melts and then the hair goes.
And I just become it has like a form change if you're if like if the sun comes out, if someone
Someone uses sunny day.
yeah, someone uses sunny day and it just becomes a ball of fluff.
Put it next to the hedgehog, the flaming hedgehog. And it's just
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the flaming hedgehog for sure has like drought.
And the melting ice like causes the fire to go out, and the hedgehog just sort of like falls to the ground and rolls slightly on the side. That's the secret form changes for these Pokemon.
Yes.
You have to use them in a double
They
battle.
both become normal types.
But put them in the same room and they're now both useless.
And you have to use an ice stone and a fire stone to turn them back.
They're not great Pokemon to do double battles
No.
with. But you know, that wasn't revealed until like well into the game.
You have to do a double battle with one of your sort of friend NPCs. And if you throw out one of these Pokemon, they mysteriously happen to have the other one.
Yeah.
Just to show off this new quote evolution unquote.
Yeah. It's like how your rival always has like the starter type that's either weakest or strongest to yours, depending on the version. It's like that, but for this Pokemon, if you have one in your party, your rival automatically gets the other.
Yeah. I chose Ice Weasel. I chose Hedgehog. Okay.
I mean, there is at least one Pokemon that evolves via trade if you are trading something else specific.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
You trade on the way and they just get worse.
Shelmet and Carablast, I believe.
Yeah. It's like it's like one of them's like a knight in a shell, and the other one's like a little ninja bug, and then the ninja bug steals the shell, and they switch.
Yeah, and one of them becomes pretty good on account of gaining the steel typing, and the other one is left forgotten.
Oh.
And it wouldn't surprise me if there's a Pokemon that only evolves if there's another specific Pokemon in the party, because
yes,
God knows there are some evolution things that are just stupid.
There is. I'm trying to think of it now. I mean, I know that I believe from the new generation, Tandemaus only evolves into Mousehold if you have another Tandemaus in your party. I believe.
Do they fuse?
I
do you
don't
get the
know.
Do the two fuse into one?
I don't know. I haven't gotten that far.
I like the idea that that's
it's like the opposite of with Ninjask and Shedinja. Instead of starting with one and ending with two, you had two and they fuse into one.
I like the idea because it's like they're getting like an extra kid or something, or they get a kid. I just like the idea
that is implied that they get kids.
This is the like, you know, birds and the bees talk with kids. It's like these Pokemon fuse.
They fuse. And they become Mousehold.
This was classified as a separate Pokemon because one scientist was too awkward to explain to their kids how sex works.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean,
that's the only reason
to be fair, it seems to be canon in the Pokemon universe that they don't really know how breeding works. Which, to be fair, seeing the things that can produce eggs together, I don't know how breeding works in that game either, and I killed them.
Yeah. You got a point. A disturbing point.
It's eggs. The answer is eggs.
Eggs.
Egg.
egg. Maybe that's why it's technically Mousehold is just a Pokemon evolution. Is that there was no egg involved. So technically, it's not breeding.
Technically, it's not breeding because no eggs.
They've never. I don't want to finish that sentence because it implies either that the humans in the Pokemon world lay eggs, or
They've never seen a baby before. Is that
yeah,
what you were
they've
gonna
never
say?
seen like a mammal. They've never had like a live birth, but that implies that humans lay eggs, and we're not going there.
I,
Anyway, thanks for
I
coming to the
was
stream,
gonna
everyone.
continue on that line of thought, but no, I'm not gonna say that
No.
on stream.
Let's turn all the layers on.
Yeah, we'll just ignore that.
Hey, look, it's Boom Pig.
I love how many names we wrote in that spot specifically.
Oh, I like how
Yeah.
Ragdoll's carries on. Hedgehorb Mum. That lined up really well.
Hedgehorb plus mum. Why do both of yours have umlaut?
For fun. Umlauts is fun. Oops, suddenly an egg. No! We will not get egg. It's fine. Yeah. All the good stuff.
I mean, actually, we do sort of have a vaguely egg shape in the middle with the red there at the top from the hedgehog, and then down at the bottom. Some
There's
of your
a little
purple
bit of
lines.
egg in there.
It's mostly hedgehog. Hedgehog. It's a wonderful mess. It's something.
It sure is.
One wonderful mess, as sung to the tune of A Beautiful Lie. I mean, I look so confused about this Pokemon mess. Yeah, this is why I tend to draw things in that pose, because it's just setting up the expectations for the stream to come.
Yeah.
And on that note, we shall end. We'll be back on the Tues of days.
The choose of days.
On the choose
The days.
choose CC. I said choose of day. With Overland. The final stream, I guess. I don't probably finish earlier, but I can imagine we'll do something else. Then on Wednesday we're going to be doing some doodles. I think I'm going to be doing a really stupid idea that no one else is going to be interested in but me. And then Saturday got more Wartles, unless other things are happening, but otherwise Wartles. And then Sunday, probably one of the other 300 cool random generators that people have found since. Look forward to it. By then you won't be working on a commission. You can do this, Bear. You can do it.
You can do it. We believe in you, Bear.
Yeah, we believe in you in both the generally supportive friends way and also the factually you're just very good at things and we know this way.
Yes. Both are accurate.
Both are accurate. Yay. I'm going to end the stream now so that people can go off and sleep.
Yeah, end the stream, Chris.
End the
Before I
stream.
do it before.
I know you can do it better than me. I know. I have to rub it in. Have a wonderful time, everybody. Look after yourselves. And thank you for joining me, Christy, Ragdoll, and Chip.
Yeah.
It's a good time. Bye.
Yeah. Good time. Goodbye.
Bye.